welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. What brings you in today?
I've been having kind of like, I guess like an internal dilemma, but maybe a little bit external too, just with like my new boyfriend and my family. So I've been trying to figure out like how to find like a happy medium for all of us.
Okay. So before we get started, I just wanted to make sure you understood that whatever goes on here is confidential, so it'll be between you and I. However, if you do feel that you want to hurt yourself, or someone else is hurting you, or you know of someone who wants to hurt you or somebody else, I do have to contact somebody else from the outside to kind of help create a safer place for us. And for you, more specifically, your safety is the most important thing. So I just want to make sure you understand that. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So you're saying that you wanted to talk about creating a happy medium between your family and your boyfriend. Is that correct? Okay. So what does a happy medium look like to you?
I guess I always have weekends like with my family, and sometimes we have like dinner together on the weekends, and it'd be nice if my boyfriend could be invited to those, but my parents, when I first told them that I had a new boyfriend, they were kind of like not interested in getting to know him, just because he is 11 years older than me and he has a son. So I think that they were really shocked, and I can see like their point of view where they would worry.
Yeah.
I feel like initially I was kind of like on the defensive side, or like just like closed off to like the whole situation of like dating him. But after I got to know him a little bit better, that I was like, I started like falling for him. So it was just hard for me to like tell my parents, and them worrying that maybe he's not necessarily here for like a relationship, but my dad just having like negative thoughts. And every time I would tell them like, oh, I'm hanging out with him, or I'm going out on a date, they just kind of like close off. And before, when I've had relationships, like I come home and they'll be like, how did it go? And they never ask anymore. And even when I'm leaving, like usually I like kiss my dad on the cheek or something, and I'm like about to leave, and he'll just like move his face away. And it's like, for me, I know that I'm not doing anything wrong, and for them, like I don't necessarily know, but I just feel like there's a greater distance between me and my parents now. So it's kind of hard for me to then, even when I go out with my boyfriend, like be happy in that sense as well.
So I can feel your frustration. Is it something that you want from your parents, is just for them to kind of understand your perspective, or like be happy for you? Do you think that that's something that would kind of change the situation a little bit?
I think so. Just like them being happy for me, or at least because I usually, like if I'm in a relationship, I like my parents to meet the person, because I'm really close to my family. So it makes sense to me if my boyfriend also like not necessarily becomes part of the family, but like gets invited to like family events, or like if there's something going on the weekend, they say like, hey, you should invite him to come over, and they just haven't really said that. I feel like they're kind of warming up to it. It's been like over 2 months now, but I think that it's just going to take them some time to kind of get used to it. But at the same time, I feel like they're not really working towards like getting used to it, I guess.
Yeah, and that's understandable. Have you ever, sat down and talked to them about it, or reached out to them about how you feel and what kind of situation that they're putting you in?
No. I feel like I've had a hard time kind of like voicing my opinions in that sense, because I feel like they're not going to listen to what I say, and they just kind of like shut me down. Or when I do sometimes start talking about him to them, they'll like, I'll start talking to my mom, and she does this with other things as well. Like I just want to talk to her, and she like walks out of the room as I'm talking, and I don't know if she doesn't realize I'm talking to her if there's other people in the room, but I just feel like I don't have that good communication with my parents, and I never really have, especially when it comes to relationships. Like we can talk about anything else, but I feel like they're just like closed off to that. idea, and I can see where they're coming from, but I don't really understand like what point are they gonna realize that someday I'm gonna be in a relationship and like.
Yeah. And is there something that you feel can start that conversation? Maybe even just starting smaller with more quality time, or doing little things to enhance that relationship so that you can get to the point of communicating, maybe not even just this specific relationship, but any relationships. You never know if you will be in more relationships, and I see that is something that kind of lacks in your relationship with your parents, is the communication about this specific topic.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything that you feel can kind of kickstart that, maybe like light a little flame to enhance your relationship with them, and hopefully in the long run start that communication more positively?
I think maybe just bringing it up a little bit more would make sense, but my brother is getting married next week, so we've been like really busy with like planning for his wedding, and my parents have been really invested in that too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, part of me keeps telling myself like maybe it's just that they're busy, but at the same time, when I do try to bring things up, it's kind of like it just got brushed away. So I think it kind of depends on me to just like talk to them more about the situation, and as you mentioned before, like just let them know how I'm feeling and how it's causing me to like, I guess in a sense, kind of stress about it, because I'm like worried, like when I go out with my boyfriend, I'm like worried about like what do my parents think that.
Yeah.
So.
And it's overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that you want to hold off until after the wedding? I feel like usually you should do things, in the now. If you get it started now, then that's just kind of already kickstarting the conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I do want you to feel comfortable in the way that you approach them. So if you have to wait till after the wedding, just to kind of see if things pan out the way you envision them, you're more than welcome to do that. But I also feel like you should take the time to just kickstart it now, because it's going to continue to kind of stress you out and bother you.
Mm-hmm.
And we want you to be in a happy place, right? So do you feel like you can do that maybe tonight or tomorrow, to just kind of maybe not even directly go into talking about the relationship, but just trying to sit down with them in general to have like a quality, intentional conversation?
I think so. I spend a lot of time with them, like, but a lot of the time, like, my dad will be like on his cell phone, and we used to have dinners together all the time, but now because everyone does their own thing, and it's like we all get home at a different time, so we don't have dinners together anymore. But I think that starting a conversation would help.
Yeah, so I think it would help too. And I encourage you to go home and, try and have that conversation, or even just ask for some quality, time. Whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a whole hour. I think we always need to start somewhere. Do you think that you would be able to do that?
I think so.
Yeah? Okay. So I want you to kind of try that out and see how it goes. And then you can kind of report back to me next week and see how that went for you. But I do want to thank you for opening up and trusting me with this information, because I know that, relationships are a big part of somebody's life. Parents, significant other. It's something that, like you mentioned, we want to have a happy medium. So I want you to hopefully take what I suggested and see kind of how that goes, and see how it works out for you. And then if it doesn't necessarily give you the satisfaction that you want, we can work together to try some different skills and tactics to hopefully get you to where you want to be.
Okay.
That sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in. Have a good day. Thank you.